You've probably heard it countless times before. Switch to healthier oils for your heart. It's written on bottles, echoed in commercials, and even shared at family dinners. Canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, all marketed as heart-healthy options. But what if I told you there's something unsettling lurking behind these labels? As a heart doctor, I've taken a deep dive into what these so-called healthy oils are really doing inside your body. And let me warn you, the reality isn't as rosy as you might think. Over the years, I've had numerous seniors walk into my clinic, puzzled and frustrated. They eat what they believe are healthy foods, steer clear of butter and cream, and stick with those vegetable oils that have been touted as the better choice. But then they get their cholesterol checked and are shocked to see their levels on the rise. They might find out their arteries are hardening too, and many receive the daunting news that they need stents or even heart surgery. They followed the advice they thought was right, yet their hearts are telling them a different story altogether. Imagine for a moment your bloodstream as a once calm river. Your heart pumps that river, keeping it flowing strong and steady. When the banks of that river are smooth, clear, and open, the water glides easily. But picture this. Small bits of debris begin to stick to the edges, roughening the walls and slowing the current. Over time, the river clogs, the pressure builds, and your bloodstream starts to mirror this unsettling scenario. It's a graphic yet apt way to think about what can happen when certain so-called heart-healthy oils enter your body and cause microscopic damage inside your arteries. Among the biggest offenders, refined seed oils. Think soybean oil, corn oil, and canola oil. These oils are abundant in everything from frozen meals to salad dressings, and they even sneak into snacks like crackers. What makes them tricky is that their labels sound harmless. They look light and clear in the bottle, not like heavy, saturated fats. Yet the science behind them paints a much darker picture. These oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which when consumed in excess can ignite inflammation. And that inflammation is what leads to stiffness, blockages, and down the line, serious heart problems. Here's the kicker that most people don't hear. These oils are industrially processed. They're heated, bleached, and often chemically treated to create a product that lasts on your shelf, but isn't necessarily good for your heart. When heated for cooking, they can even produce compounds known as aldehydes, which have been linked to oxidative stress. That means a kind of rusting happening inside your body. I remember one particular case, a 72-year-old woman who was quite diligent about avoiding saturated fats. She thought she was doing everything right by preparing every meal with canola oil, but her cholesterol numbers were off the charts. And more importantly, she was feeling fatigued, with aches creeping into her joints. After discussing her oil choices, we made a simple switch. Within just 3 months, her blood tests began to improve, and she reported feeling sharper and stronger. That's how profound even one ingredient can be in shaping your health. Now let's take a step back and dig deeper into what's really happening inside our bodies, especially as we age. Why is it that what we think of as healthy might actually be risking our well-being? As we age, many bodily processes, everything from circulation to digestion, naturally slow down a bit. We know this. It's a part of life. But it's precisely this slowing down that makes our food choices in our 60s, 70s, and beyond all the more critical. Let's revisit that river analogy. In our younger years, our arteries are flexible, resilient, like elastic bands that can bounce back after a meal or a stressful day. But after the age of 60, those blood vessels become less elastic and more prone to little injuries. Picture tiny cracks starting to form along the riverbanks. When we consume too many inflammatory oils like those abundant omega-6 fatty acids, it's like tossing fuel on a fire. These oils raise inflammation markers in our blood, prompting our immune systems to spring into action. And it's this prolonged, low-level battle inside our bodies that lays down plaques in our arteries, silent yet damaging. Your liver, which acts as the primary filter for fats and cholesterol in your body, doesn't function as effectively as it did in your youth either. As it slows with age, it can lead to dangerous fatty imbalances, especially if we're consuming too many of the wrong types of fats. Many of us fail to recognize just how many of these oils are embedded in our everyday foods. They're not always in your frying pan. They lurk in store-bought bread, cereals, salad dressings, and even your favorite peanut butter. So even if you're being cautious about frying, those refined oils are quietly slipping into your diet. The real danger is compounded by the fact that many of these processed foods aren't nutrient-dense. They don't fill us up like whole foods would. So what do? We eat more, and we never quite feel satisfied. Take a spoonful of soybean oil, for instance. It offers a quick 120 calories but provides little in terms of what our bodies need to heal and repair. We often hear complaints from seniors describing joint pain as soreness that doesn't go away. When walking becomes more uncomfortable, the natural inclination is to move less, and less movement only weakens the heart. It becomes a vicious cycle. And let's talk about something called endothelial dysfunction. While that sounds like a mouthful, it simply refers to when the inner lining of your blood vessels doesn't work properly. It can be an early sign of heart disease itself, and recent research suggests that heavily refined cooking oils may contribute to this troubling trend, especially when lacking protective nutrients like antioxidants, omega-3s, and healthy fats. So yes, age indeed plays a role. But here's the hopeful part. This isn't a one-way street. Your arteries aren't doomed. The body can heal itself. It just needs the right kind of support, and that's where our journey will continue. Next, we'll explore the underlying causes of these issues and how certain choices can turn the tide for your heart health. Each of these changes could potentially transform the narrative for countless seniors grappling with unexplained symptoms and rising health concerns. Wouldn't you like to know what simple steps can lead to a stronger, healthier heart? Stay tuned as we uncover the hidden truths and take steps toward healing. As we move into our later years, a surprising reality surfaces. What we once thought was healthy often becomes a disguised threat, particularly when it comes to the oils in our diet. You might be surprised to learn that the very oils we've long considered heart-friendly, like canola, soybean, and corn oil, could actually be contributing to arterial damage and rising cholesterol levels. Let's envision your bloodstream as a gentle river. In your younger years, this river flows freely, elastic and resilient. It can accommodate a shift or two, bouncing back after indulgent meals or stressful days. But as we age, particularly after 60, those once stable riverbanks start to erode. The flexibility begins to fade, replaced by walls that can't easily bounce back from little troubles. Tiny cracks and rough patches begin to form. This isn't merely an aesthetic concern. Every time we pour a generous helping of those refined oils into our pan, we're feeding a potential fire of inflammation. Too many omega-6 fatty acids, the kind prevalent in these oils, can trigger increases in inflammatory markers in our blood. Think of it as throwing gasoline onto a flame. What starts as a flicker can soon escalate into a raging fire, leaving a destructive path behind. Another key player in this story is your liver, the body's main filter for fats and cholesterol. As we age, our liver doesn't function as adeptly as it used to. Its ability to process and balance fats declines, which means that the excess of unhealthy oils we consume can result in even more serious imbalances. Most of us might not realize how many of these oils sneak their way into our meals. They are not only in fryers, but also in the bread you buy from the store, in salad dressings, in snacks like crackers, and even blended into peanut butter. Here's the clincher. Those refined oils don't fill you up the same way whole, nutrient-rich foods do. You might consume more calories without genuinely nourishing your body. For instance, a tablespoon of soybean oil can provide 120 empty calories. Calories that don't contribute to healing or keeping your body functioning optimally. Instead of feeling satisfied after eating, you find yourself hungry again, leading to a pattern of overconsumption. There's also the matter of joint health. Many seniors express ongoing discomfort as they navigate their daily activities. You may recognize this sensation. It's that vague, persistent soreness that just won't quit. Overloading on omega-6 fats can exacerbate this discomfort, leading to less movement and softening heart health along the way. The less you move, the weaker your heart. It's a chain reaction that can spiral out of control. Now let's also discuss a condition known as endothelial dysfunction. It sounds technical, but it refers to when the inner lining of your blood vessels fails to operate properly. Essentially, your blood vessels can start to lose their integrity, and this can signal the onset of serious heart issues. Research consistently points towards the harmful effects of heavily refined cooking oils, especially in the absence of protective nutrients. Antioxidants, omega-3s, and healthy fats are what we need to support our vascular health, yet they often go missing amidst highly processed food choices. So yes, age increases our vulnerability to these health challenges, but here's the beacon of hope. This isn't an irreversible trend. Your body holds the innate power to heal itself. It simply requires the right resources and support. What if I told you that a few simple adjustments to your eating habits could empower your heart, infuse new life into those weary arteries, and enhance your overall vitality? In our next segment, I'll guide you through specific changes that can lead to a stronger, healthier heart, starting with one inconspicuous yet powerful oil that could turn the tide for you. Stay tuned as we begin to unravel the concealed truths of heart health and unveil practical steps toward rejuvenation and well-being. Imagine pulling a bottle from your pantry, a common oil labeled as heart healthy. You might use it to saute vegetables or drizzle over a salad, unaware that it's potentially harming your arteries. Today, I'm here to share a powerful truth. Not all oils are created equal. In fact, the very oils we trust, like canola, soybean, and corn oil, might be contributing to the heart health crisis among seniors. Let's take a step back and understand why this matters so much. You see, your bloodstream is like a gentle river that should flow smoothly, allowing delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your organs. But as we age, especially past 60, our arteries lose their youthful elasticity, becoming stiff and narrowed. This is when oils high in omega-6 fatty acids, such as those mentioned, play a destructive role. They can inflame your arteries, triggering your immune system and creating a plaque buildup that resembles debris on a riverbank. But I've got good news. Here's the first step toward reclaiming your heart health. Replace those inflammatory oils with wholesome, heart-supportive choices. The star of today's discussion is extra virgin olive oil. Yes, that's right. Swapping out those heart-clogging oils for this one simple ingredient can make an enormous difference. Why olive oil, you ask? Extra virgin olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats, which are known to lower bad cholesterol, otherwise known as LDL, while raising good cholesterol, HDL. This balance is what we strive for, as it helps keep your arteries clear and functioning well. But that's not all. This golden liquid is also packed with antioxidants called polyphenols, which provide a protective shield for the lining of your arteries. Consider Mr. Thompson, an 82-year-old patient of mine. When he switched to extra virgin olive oil, he began drizzling it on his roasted vegetables, using it to dress his salads, and even brushing it over bread instead of butter. Over several months, his blood pressure stabilized, and his inflammatory markers, measured by a test called CRP, began to drop. He noticed not only an improvement in numbers, but also in how he felt. After years of battling fatigue and discomfort, he was finally turning a corner. When choosing olive oil, it's crucial to select extra virgin. This label means the oil is cold-pressed and minimally processed, so it retains all those vital nutrients. Look for dark glass bottles stored away from light to ensure you're getting the freshest product. Unlike the refined oils often found at the back of the shelf, high-quality olive oil can remain stable at low to medium cooking temperatures. You can saute, roast, or dress up your meals while benefiting from all those wholesome properties. Now, will this change overnight transform your cholesterol? While you won't see magic happen in a day, making the switch to quality fats over time aids your whole body system, including your joint health, brain function, and digestive well-being. Plus, olive oil tastes fantastic. You'll find that it adds flavor and richness to your dishes while providing your heart and arteries the care they deserve. Cultural wisdom reinforces this notion. Regions known for their longevity, such as certain areas of the Mediterranean, boast diets rich in olive oil, nuts, fresh veggies, and very little processed foods. It's not just a coincidence, it's a lifestyle that nourishes health across generations. As we look to enrich our lives with healthier choices, it's clear that olive oil is an impactful first step. However, there are more adjustments to consider. In the next chapter, we're going to explore 2 additional foods that can powerfully complement this oil, leading to an even more supportive environment for your heart health. You won't want to miss what's next as we continue this empowering journey toward a healthier you. Ever wonder why your knees feel tight even when you've done nothing wrong? Or why, despite striving to eat heart healthy, you still feel sluggish? Today, I want to talk about an overlooked hero in your kitchen that could be the answer to your heart health concerns. After discussing the crucial swap to extra virgin olive oil, the next step in our journey is to incorporate a powerhouse of nutrition: fatty fish. Yes, you heard that right. Including omega-3 fats from fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines can play a vital role in clearing out the clogging effects of those previously mentioned heart-healthy oils. These oils, as we've discussed, are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which can fuel inflammation in your body. But by adding omega-3s into your diet, you can help restore balance. Think of omega-6s as the gas pedal pushing inflammation forward, while omega-3s serve as the brakes that slow it down. Imagine your bloodstream as a bustling highway. The more traffic, or inflammation, there is, the harder it is for everything else to flow smoothly. Omega-3s work to reduce that traffic by lowering the levels of inflammatory markers in your body. They help thin out your blood slightly, which reduces the risk of clots and helps your arteries remain open and healthy. To make this more tangible, let's talk about a case from my practice. I had a 75-year-old gentleman, Mr. Johnson, who came to me struggling with high cholesterol and persistent joint pain. He shared that he was following all the right dietary advice, avoiding fats, eating plenty of fiber. What he wasn't doing, however, was including omega-3s in his life. We discussed incorporating more fatty fish into his diet, and he decided to tackle this by adding salmon fillets twice a week and sardines once a week. Within just a few months, he saw a remarkable transformation. His lipid profile improved significantly, and he felt more agile. No more persistent stiffness. It was empowering for him to realize that the simple addition of fish could offer such a profound impact on his heart health and overall sense of well-being. Now, I know not everyone's a fan of fish, and that's perfectly all right. You can also consider high-quality fish oil supplements. Just a note of caution here. Always consult with your healthcare provider, especially if you're on blood thinners, as fish oil can amplify their effects. For those who prefer plant-based sources, consider integrating ground flax seeds or chia seeds into your daily routine. Sprinkle them on oatmeal, blend them into smoothies, or mix them into yogurt. Not only do they provide those crucial omega-3s, but they also add a delightful crunch and nuttiness to your meals. If you're wondering how often to aim for these omega-3 rich foods or supplements, consider making a goal of having fish at least twice a week, or a tablespoon of ground flax seeds daily. This consistency can help shift your internal ecosystem. Now let's pivot to another daily habit that can make an equally significant difference: walking. Yes, you heard me correctly. Mobility can be a secret weapon in our heart health arsenal. Just imagine. Walking is not just about moving from one place to another. It's your heart pumping, oxygen swirling, and blood flowing freely. Studies have shown that walking just 30 minutes a day can lower your risk of heart disease by strengthening your heart, improving circulation, and boosting your metabolism. It's like reminding your body how to maintain its rhythm. For many seniors, a gentle stroll can sometimes feel like an uphill battle, especially if joint pain interferes. But even a short 10-minute walk several times a day can create positive change. I often recommend starting small. If you find it challenging to commit to a long walk, aim for 10 minutes in the morning, another 10 in the afternoon, and 10 more after dinner. Not only will this approach keep your joints limber, but it will also give your heart that well-deserved cardio boost. A transparent moment from my experience. My patient, Mrs. Davis, initially struggled with daily walking due to stiffness. After encouraging her to start with just 5 minutes a day, she gradually built up to 20 minutes and reported how it revitalized her mood and energy levels. It's amazing how these tiny steps can lead to monumental improvements. As we wrap up this chapter, remember that tiny changes can yield mighty results. Combining omega-3s with regular walking creates a holistic approach to enhancing your heart health. It's about nurturing your body with the right nutrients and keeping it active. In our next chapter, I'll be sharing a final powerful tip that ties all of this together. A critical mindset shift that can empower you to take charge of not just your heart health, but your overall vitality as well. You'll want to be here for that, as it's the missing piece to truly reclaiming your heart and health. If you've made it this far, you already care about your health and well-being. That alone puts you ahead of most. You've learned about the hidden problems with heart-healthy oils, the aging process and how it affects your body, the vital first steps to take for improvement in powerful habits that can change the trajectory of your heart health. Each of those lessons is a stepping stone toward reclaiming control over your health, and it's never too late to start making impactful changes. Now let's take a moment to reflect. A few straightforward tweaks, swapping out refined oils for olive oil, introducing omega-3s, and committing to daily walks can create a foundational change within your body. But while the physical actions are essential, there's a crucial mentality shift that I want to emphasize today. Change is not just about the foods you eat or the activities you choose, it's also about the mindset you carry. Many seniors I've spoken to over the years have felt they've run out of options, that their health is in decline, or that they've missed their chance to make a significant impact on their well-being. But here's the truth. Your body is incredibly resilient. Your capacity to heal and thrive doesn't diminish with age, it transforms. You have the power to take small actions every day that will compound over time into substantial health benefits. Start believing in your ability to change. Consider how you can embrace these new habits like olive oil and omega-3s, not as restrictions, but as opportunities to nourish your body. Picture your daily walk not as a chore, but as a joyous movement toward vitality. You are not just maintaining, you are actively participating in your own health journey, and there is strength in that. And here's a practical action for today. I encourage you to swap out one heart-healthy oil in your kitchen for extra virgin olive oil, the rich, flavorful alternative that nourishes instead of clogging. Grab that bottle and place it somewhere visible, in your pantry or on your countertop, as a reminder of your commitment to heart health. While you're at it, plan your next meal. Think of a delicious dish you love and how you can incorporate this powerhouse oil, perhaps drizzling it over roasted vegetables or using it to saute your favorite lean proteins. Moreover, if you haven't already, take a moment to mark your calendar for daily walks. Perhaps you can aim for a brief stroll this afternoon, an enticing invitation to step outside and breathe fresh air. Find joy in that movement. Notice how your heart beats a little stronger with each step. Remember, it's about small, consistent habits rather than drastic overnight changes. With every healthy choice you make, you're bolstering that internal river flowing within you, ensuring it remains clear and vibrant with life. This shift in perspective propels you forward on a path to energy, strength, and confidence as you age, allowing you to continue doing what you love. As we conclude this chapter, I hope you feel empowered and inspired. You possess the tools and knowledge to transform your health at any stage of life. Let these practices become focal points in your daily routine. You are more than capable of nurturing your heart and your overall well-being. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you found this video helpful, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Your story can inspire others to embark on their health journeys, just as you have begun yours. Go explore the possibilities ahead of you, and let's approach the next chapter of your health with hope and determination.